Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Counterpoint Podcast, where all dreams go to die. I am Pizza, and this is Shotty.
Hello.
Hi.
I'd previously been, you know, introducing you as Burris. That works. Also,
I don't
you
know.
totally,
I just wanted to go by Pizza because my Steam name right now is Pizza.
totally jacked me, dude.
I did? I just did a crazy thing. Oh, I saved
No,
the
I
day.
meant you jacked
I'm a
the
defender.
intro from me.
I know I did. I was like, well, you know what? He's sicker than I am right now, so fuck him.
Hey,
Oh! And we score. Shotty scores.
I actually wanted to talk about sickness. Because it's immediately relevant because of the state I'm currently in, and
And
secondly
I
because
also.
it drastically alters me. I feel. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I feel like I legitimately get like 10 times dumber whenever I'm sick.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm like I can't think usually, and I'll like stumble when I walk. So it's rough, honestly. The last time I was sick, I almost broke my new TV because I like started stumbling and almost
I
grabbed it, and I
didn't
was
know
like,
you got a new TV.
Yeah. When I moved here, I bought I actually didn't, I think it's like 50 inches, but I bought it because I didn't have a TV to play my consoles on.
Yeah.
And I couldn't play on my monitor either because I still had the Acer whatever one that didn't have HDMI. So I was like, I'm gonna treat myself and get a new
Treat
TV.
yourself. Like the meme, you decided to treat yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Have you done anything like, innately stupid when you were sick?
Yes. The other day I went to a Wendy's and
Hey, thanks for the
got in the
assist.
line and I waited. I waited my turn to speak to the little microphone and I said, "Well, I'll have a Whopper." So they rung me out as a double cheeseburger, and I went, "Excuse me, I wanted a Whopper." And they're like, "What did you want?" And I'm like, "I want a Whopper."
And
And they
you
were
said
like,
you said you were at Wendy's.
and they're like, "Sir, this is a Wendy's. We do not sell the Whopper." And I was like, "Oh shit, that's right." Like, and I'm pretty sure this was the day after Christmas. They must have thought I was hungover as all hell.
Probably.
Yeah, they must have thought I was retarded, which that is true.
I mean, they could have been either one of those things or both, I guess. I Yeah, I don't think I do anything like that, but like I'll have conversations with people and I'll just forget words, and I'll just be sitting there, like unable to think of the word I'm trying to think of.
Oh no, I have that too. It's like early onset Alzheimer's.
Yeah, like
Pretty
just
terrible.
practically
It's
foaming out the
frightening.
mouth, unable to speak.
Yeah, like what was that word? Like retarded. I'm retarded.
Actually, that's another thing. I feel like this is gonna sound idiotic, and maybe it's just because I'm sick. I feel like you're never actually as smart as you are. And see, that probably sounds dumb, but what I mean is like you as a collection is a certain, a certain intelligence. You have a certain ability. You can know certain things. Like if you talk to me about Greek mythology, I'd probably be pretty on point with my knowledge. Not right now, but
So do you think?
in general. Um, and I could talk about it for quite a while. But maybe there's sometimes where I can't for whatever reason because I've just forgotten
Yes, and
things.
if you like have no one to carry on the conversation, obviously you're just gonna, you know, fall apart. Like it's gonna turn into mush. Like yeah, you can continue to just rattle on about Greek mythology, but you have no one to like bounce off of, so your knowledge just kind of gets worn out.
Well, that's
I
not
think
even
that's
really what I
why.
mean. Like, okay, have you ever been sitting there and like a quote from a movie pops in your head? Like, say you think of like, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." You're sitting there like, "Oh, what movie is that from?" You're not near somewhere that you can look something up. Obviously, we're in a world 10 years ago or something like that, and you can't look up what "Oh, Captain, my Captain" is, and you just sort of forget about it. And then the next night you're sitting at home and you're like, "Why couldn't I remember?" Oh, Captain, my Captain. I should look that up. Oh, no, wait. It's from Dead Poet Society. Why would I need to look that up? Like, in that moment, you,
Mm,
like, lost that knowledge for whatever reason. And then it just came back. I feel like that's what happens to us on a daily basis. That was not centered Rocket League, but thank you for the points anyway.
Well, all I will say is that I think because we are animals, that we're not as we think we're like not animals for whatever reason. We think we're not animals, but the truth is, you're just fucking dumbass animals. We're dumbass fucking monkeys who are retarded. Like,
As evidenced by what's happening in this goal right now.
yeah.
That was abysmal on everybody's part. But yeah, no, I agree. I
Hey!
think it's weird that people don't acknowledge. I mean, on the whole, I think people acknowledge that we're animals, but the people that are like, no, we're
Yeah.
not animals.
There's I think most people don't want to acknowledge that we are similar in any way to an animal.
I mean, I
You know?
certainly think we're more
Like, yes,
evolved.
you're an intelligent human being. You obviously will be like, I think we are an animal. But, like, we are an animal. But, like, most people are just not going to think that.
Yeah. Actually, I got into a weird conversation with someone. I guess not weird, but it was on that sort of line. They didn't believe that humans sort of innately had a right to the planet because we're animals just like anyone else. And I was like, I mean, we fought for our dominance here. We, born with no real natural weapons, we created them.
Over time, we gained the right.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think we innately have a right now. I'm not saying we should exterminate every animal and conquer the world, but I'm saying this is our planet. Like similarly to how you would say Pride Rock belongs to the lions and not the other animals. The other animals exist there, but it belongs to the lions.
Yeah.
I think Earth belongs to the humans because we've earned
Look at
it.
that. I won tactician and you won
did.
calculator. How on it? That's pretty like spot on. I feel like
Tactician and calculator.
you're the calculator, and I'm the tactician.
All I know is I got those goals.
Hey, I got a goal. I got assists. I got shots.
Aren't shots like the ones that were close but you missed?
Yeah, but a lot of them were just like, all right, I want to keep it like in the center.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
The other team just sucked bad. That's what it comes down to. Is they were terrible.
Yeah, they really weren't. I mean, that guy had 225 ping though, so
Yeah, and
You
the other
give him a
guys
pass.
just he X-nayed right away. He's like, bye,
yeah.
bye.
Um,
You ever like you're talking to someone and they're maybe like saying some things you disagree with, and you have the liberty to just leave and just say bye.
I don't usually walk out of a conversation unless we're disagreeing on a point that they're wrong, like unequivocally, like can be proven
Yeah.
wrong.
But the thing is, a conversation for you wouldn't have many conversations outside of your social circle, so you wouldn't have that issue. For me, I get into conversations about like my favorite burger is from Max and Irma's. I enjoy a Max and Irma burger. I go there 4 times a day, and it just goes on and on. Eventually, you just have to be like, bye, like, good day to you.
I mean, I guess I get like that with my friends sometimes. I guess in differences in opinions, like if they tell me that Two Worlds is a good game, we're gonna have some problems.
Well, it's certainly not a bad game.
I mean, I disagree wholeheartedly. It's
Well,
So-
that depends on your definition of a bad game.
like borderline unplayable because it's such trash, is how I would define a bad game.
I have to disagree with you there.
On the point of Two Worlds or on what defines a bad game?
I think anything could define a bad game. Oh, they're about to score.
Apparently not. Oh, hey, we're against the guy we were with last game.
Yeah, he was good too. So
I mean, he wasn't as good
see
as
who
us.
has the ball. Bow.
He's just an animal, in the end.
Yeah, that's true. And any animal can be defeated with wits. That's why our species earned the right.
I mean, other animals have wits, I think.
I don't know.
I would say,
Obviously,
I would
but
say
like, all right,
foxes are
when
witty.
you would you say a dog is witty?
Some dogs.
No, I will say dogs are not witty. I would
Really?
say hell no to a dog being witty.
Dogs like learn pretty well though. I just used you to shoot on the
They
goal.
learn socially.
I just used you.
How did I score?
I
What?
used you to make that goal. I want you to watch this
Well, I'm
because
watching.
I'm
All
a
right.
champion.
That was pretty good. Oh, it
He
really
helped,
was
yeah.
their own
It was
guy.
him, but that's yeah, I'm gonna take credit.
Okay, but okay. So what I don't get, dogs are stupid. Can we just admit dogs are stupid
I think
animals?
like
That
oh
was
wow,
terrible.
that was
and
bad.
you should feel totally ashamed.
I think on the whole dogs are stupid, but they learn pretty well.
No, they're spatial. Okay, so obviously there's different parts of your brain, right? There's the
Mhm.
communicative part of your brain. There's the part that deals with ocular perception and like the perception of your booty and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How to how to procreate and whatnot. And all these parts of the brain, like if one of them's fucked up, you will be unable to function in some way. And for a dog, to me, it's just like, okay, you could like lay a bone down on the ground and be like, go get the bone, and they'd be like they know what the fuck they're looking for,
Mm-hmm.
and yet no, like they just cannot find. Like you could put like a simple trick of like putting in some cups and just like moving them once in any way, and the dog would just be like, I'm retarded.
I mean, I think that depends on the dog. My old dog Sandy could open the doorknob at our old house.
Yeah, which is interesting, but it doesn't make the dog smart.
I mean, she learned that how she goes outside is the doorknob is turned and the door is opened, and she decided to
Like,
do it
okay,
herself.
dogs evolutionarily,
Oh,
the only thing dogs have ever learned by being a dog, like not by being a wolf, etc. Watch, I totally screwed that whole thing up for everyone. But evolutionarily, the only thing they've learned is how to be nice to humans and good to humans, and like
they
how to
didn't
beg
even.
for
That's not like
food.
they learned that though. We taught them that. We domesticated them. It's not like dogs were inherently
No, wrong.
domesticated.
They domesticated themselves.
I don't think they did.
No, this is like newer studies prove they domesticated themselves.
I mean, how?
I'm being like fully honest.
Just like because
I've
we
read-
had the
read up
food
on
and they
this.
were like, we gotta stick around this guy.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And we are stupid animals who look at dogs and think, "Oh my god, they're so cute." And that's a huge point of why wolves, little animals. Of course, any baby, any animal is acute to us, like specifically very, very cute to us, because it's how we were basically created, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like there's some intelligence there. Squirrels are pretty
Yeah, but-
intelligent.
Yeah, but like, how often are you to eat a squirrel for food?
I mean, never.
I mean, you would if you had nothing else to eat, right?
Yeah,
But at the
obviously.
same time, those squirrels be cute.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I feel like squirrels are really that cute.
I disagree. Why was I bumped?
I don't know.
It was you.
No, that
I
doesn't
can
sound
tell
like
you're
me.
like, I don't know. Usually you just be like, I don't
That's
know.
the illness speaking through me.
No, that's the illness why you bumped me.
Yeah, wait, why are we talking about why animals are cute?
They're cute because
No, I mean, that's not what I
evolutionarily, they
asked.
look
I didn't
like
ask
babies.
why animals are cute. I asked why we're talking about why animals are cute.
Oh, I don't know. Because it's an important subject.
I don't feel like it is that important. I feel quite the opposite, actually. You know, speaking of fun things, Carrie Fisher died recently.
Which is super shitty.
So I'm gonna sound like an asshole for a minute here. And you know, I've accepted that. Do people actually care about Carrie Fisher dying? Like, I
think
get.
there are some people who are legitimately hurt, especially because it's like such a big fan base.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. And she was supposedly quite funny. The only thing I have seen her in, though, is Star Wars. And I didn't particularly care about Princess Leia when I watched Star Wars.
Well, you got to remember, you grew up in an era of just the things that you liked. Like, there were things that like came out specifically because of Star Wars that kind of like trumped Star Wars. You know?
I mean, I still watched Star Wars as a kid and immensely enjoyed them. It's not like I just passed on Star Wars in favor of, you know, whatever else was out at the time. I didn't think, I don't know, I just didn't care about Princess Leia, I guess. She's not the worst female character in Star Wars, but...
Yeah, but she's a good, I would say a good human, because you can't really obviously judge that, but she was an inspiration regardless of actually being inspirational or not to people.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Because you got to think about the time, like there wasn't really a lot of women that were like ballsy, etc. And she kind of like played a character that was. Not to mention, she was a big help to a lot of people who had drug addiction problems.
Yeah, I mean...
Because she had her drug addiction problems, obviously, but
like everyone on that set had drug addiction problems.
Like, she actually had, like... Alright, most people, like, when they, I don't know, have a problem that's not heroin or meth or something terrible, it's pretty spot on how easy it is to actually, you know... Oh! I'm the best.
I mean, I'm the playmaker there. You see that? But yeah, no, I mean, I get it. I feel like there are certain celebrity deaths that I get. You know, why people are so the way they were about them. And this one, I guess I don't get it.
I get it. I definitely get it.
I mean, all right.
And I also, you know, and then her mom dying, like,
Right.
right after her is just crazy. Like, you know, she probably heard, hey, your daughter died, and then she died.
Well, yeah, she was like planning the funeral, stressed out or whatever, and had a stroke or something like that, I think is what they said.
That's fucking crazy. That's terrible.
And I mean, the worst part is Carrie Fisher had a daughter that looked up to both of them.
Yeah.
And in
And
the
I was
span of
just like,
3
fuck,
days, they're
has
both
no
dead.
one to, like, support her, so... It sucks.
It is. So I expect episode 8 will be a tribute to Carrie Fisher. Certainly.
And especially because you gotta wonder, and, you know, obviously it always eventually is gonna go there, but, like, a lot of people might be offended by it going there, but how is it gonna affect the trilogy if she was supposed to be, like, a major part of 9?
Right. Because I think
And
her
not
scenes
to
in 8
mention,
are done
now,
filming.
as far as the story goes, Kylo Ren is now, like, completely alone in the world, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
So,
from
I
a
mean,
literary standpoint, that's intriguing.
Yeah, so you gotta think, like, they're gonna have to play it off like she died somehow. I really, really hope it. The worst thing they can do is that, and I know you haven't seen Rogue One, so I'm not gonna really spoil you on much, but there is a technique that they use in Rogue One to kind of like bring back characters or actors of characters who have just passed away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I know her scenes are done for 8. But
Yeah, but again,
yeah, there's no way of knowing if she was supposed to be big in 9.
Yeah, exactly. So she's obviously. I think the worst thing they could do is keep the story the same in 9 and just be like, "Yep, she lives in Star Wars. She's alive." I think that's like the
Right.
pettiest thing they can do
Right.
because, okay, they basically had a moment in Rogue One where Carrie Fisher is her younger self, and how they do it is they take all the technology of basically all the skins and textures of what she used to be, etc.,
Uh-huh.
and then they they layer it over another actor's face.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that'd be awful if they did it that way. I think people would be displeased, certainly.
And I mean, here's the thing: it doesn't look bad. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's the worst looking thing ever. It looks so bad, but it doesn't look good.
It's very
right?
uncanny valley.
Yeah, and especially with, I think it would be like one of the worst ideas.
Is it like
I think it would
Jeff
be
Bridges
almost
and Tron, that sort of thing?
Yeah. All right, think Jeff Bridges and Tron, but also like you're just flat out taking someone who's dead to make a movie. Like,
Right. No, I know. I was talking about specifically Rogue One. 'Cause you said
so
they
unless
didn't
they
match.
like, they'd have to be like, listen, if they were gonna do that, honestly, the only way they could get away with it is if they were like, listen, we're gonna give 10% of all the money this movie makes to like one of the charities she supported.
Right. And they very well could. I think it's probably better off that they don't do anything like that.
Yeah, because again, it's almost like spiteful. Like I don't know. It would be like going to a fucking funeral like naked and pushing people or something crazy.
I guess how was the reception of the? It's not the same circumstance, but how was the reception of that scene in Rogue One?
People really liked it.
So it didn't look glaringly bad.
No. But there's another actor, Grand Moff Tarkin. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah.
Who is dead, and people were like, "Oh, well, he looks kind of weird, but it looks better than anything before we've ever seen."
Right.
You know?
Dude, that was actually like the best thing I've ever done. Like in my entire life.
I feel like we're playing against new people, but we're new people too, but we're just better.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they, I don't know, man. It feels weird to me.
Yeah, I agree. I think it just flat out feels wrong if they were gonna keep her in it. They have to have her die in the movie because I mean they had Harrison Ford die already,
Right.
and I feel like it would be a more interesting literary idea to be like,
Oh yeah.
hey,
Him being
dead.
totally alone is actually
yeah, and he would like reach
intriguing.
out for Ray specifically because he needs someone to talk to. Like, I think that would actually make for a very good point.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean,
So bad.
I'll be interested to see how it goes. But what episode 9's still like 3 years away, right?
Yeah, and I mean like 8 is already shot. It just it's not going to be until next year that it's actually out.
Yeah,
so.
but there's another movie between it, right?
Yeah, but no. Like, I don't want to see that movie.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. There's just it's still a long way out.
Like, I'm still gonna see it, but I'm not gonna like enjoy it. I'm lucky because right now I can see any movie I want for $4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the cinema near my house has tickets for $4 all the time.
Oh, wow.
So like that's literally nothing for me. So
Yeah.
like for a movie, okay.
So that's an interesting segue, actually. Because we mentioned before talking about bills. What percentage of your paycheck would you say you spend on like entertainment?
Dude, you totally just scored on yourself.
I mean, it was already going in. I was just trying to stop it.
No, it wasn't. Watch this. You literally fucked yourself.
No, you're right. I absolutely did. I did do that.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen you do. So, you did the best thing you said you ever did.
And then the worst thing, yeah. But yeah, what percentage of your paycheck would you say you spend on non-essential sort of entertainment stuff?
Probably 20%.
I feel like I'm about at 20% as well. And I fully recognize that me saying 20% is probably me lying to myself.
Yeah, you probably do way more than
I
that.
probably do. I don't know.
But at the same time, you have no legitimately essential bills.
Oh, I mean, I have rent.
$50, $400.
Rent feels important. My phone bill, which is in the form of paying for my parents' internet, but I feel like there are other bills. Maybe not though. I mean, does paying off my student loans count as a bill?
Yeah, I would say so. So okay, we'll give you 25%. 25% of your, which is pretty much what you should be doing, is 25% of your income should be going to bills, right?
Yeah.
At least what they say something like that. Like no more than 30 should be or something like that. I don't remember. Let's see. If I make that much money, and then I factor in, let's say 300 for just non-essential bills but that I gotta pay off. Another 350, then another 150. What is that at? What are we at right now? 500 plus 800, then another 800.
That's 2,100.
Yeah, it's for me right now. I probably do like 70% of my bills just go
Oh, wow.
go to bill, like, or 70% of my income goes to bills.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That was clean.
But yeah, 70% of my income probably goes to bills. I don't eat that much, and I eat at work, so there's
Man,
that. And I'm
that-
still fat.
That's nuts to me. I didn't realize you paid so much on your bills.
Yeah, yeah.
Because what do you have? Car, like everything that comes with car, phone, internet, rent. What else?
I have my Amazon bills.
Oh right, I have that as well.
Do you have a credit card?
No, just like
No. I have a credit card through
Oh.
Amazon.
so you're paying off credit card debt. Okay.
That's about $100 a month,
Okay.
and then I have a credit card through Value City, and that's about $100 a month.
I don't have a credit card. I recognize that I should get a credit card.
Yeah, but you'll probably just end up like me. But the good thing about me is that I actually am, regardless of like how much I am in with bills and how much I pay, like I legitimately have no issue like paying them off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is like, if I wanted to get one, I'd have to get one of the student ones that's like terrible, basically. Because I don't have any credit, or at least I don't think so. Does paying off student loans generate
That was
credit?
all me. Look at me go. Oh. He tried so hard. But yeah, I mean, student loans, the thing is, for the university you went to, you don't really have that many bills.
I do, actually, because I only went for 4 semesters.
Which is a
Or
year.
3 semesters. 4 semesters? I don't know how many
Which is
semesters.
a year.
Yeah, it's a little over a
And
year.
most universities of that kind of like status, I suppose you could say, were like much more.
My university didn't have that much status. My university had like a 97% acceptance rate.
Dude, but you have a Division One university.
What do you mean?
It's considered good.
Like the engineering and like medical is good, but everything else is like, well, we'll take it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the university I went to was that revered. Oops.
It's not revered, but it's not bad. Like
Murdered
it's
again.
better than community college and whatnot.
Well-
I probably paid 12,000 in a. That's how much you ended up having to pay, right?
Yeah, 12. Yeah.
I probably paid 12,000 at community colleges, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a bummer because I got basically nothing out of it.
Mm.
You know, like I didn't really get to the level where I was even getting knowledge for what I wanted to do. From
I
it.
mean, that's how college works, and that's how they get you. Is that you have to take all these classes that are essentially completely worthless.
Yeah, I mean, I took 2 because I went for computer science engineering. I took 2 programming classes. The first one's just basic knowledge. You do some little stuff. And the second one we really focused on object oriented stuff. I don't really touch anything that I learned doing my job. I pretty much just look stuff up as I go. So I don't know. I feel like a $12,000 bill for the atmosphere and the college experience wasn't really worth it.
Yeah, probably not.
Especially since I didn't get a degree out of it. At least
All
not
I
at
did
that
there
point.
was go as slow as possible to make them trip up on purpose, and it worked. Just want to point that out there.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Like they literally ran into the ball and scored for me.
How long did you go to classes for?
I went to in Lansing Community. I went for 4 years.
You went for
Um,
4 years?
Or not 4, no, 4 months.
I was just
Or
saying,
not 4
geez.
months. Fuck, an entire like 4 semesters.
Okay, 4 semesters, so a year and a half
Yeah.
ish.
Yeah, a little less than a year actually. But then I
Four
went
semesters?
to Monroe. I went with one. I did 1 semester.
Wait,
Yeah, semesters 1/4 of the year, man.
no, semesters are a third of the year. There's fall
Not
semester, spring
unless
semester,
you
summer
just
semester.
Do a summer. No.
What?
Summer, fall,
Spring.
spring. No. Summer, fall, winter, spring.
No,
Trimester is 3, dude.
winter is part of fall. Wait,
No,
semester
man.
is non-numerical.
You never had like on December 20th was like the end of the semester.
Yeah, that was the end of the fall semester that spanned from August to December.
And then I don't know.
And then January to
childhood.
May or whatever was spring. And then,
Then yeah, I did 3.
yeah,
And then I did 1 at Monroe.
okay. What were you going for? Or were you undeclared?
Random IT stuff, and I changed it up. I want to be like a director one time. Like I didn't really care. I was like, I'm just gonna do what I want.
I got you.
Look, that's my hat. Bench warmer. 2 ball touches. Literally did nothing. Yeah, it's. I will say that I don't think college has helped me at all, realistically, and I think I knew more before I went to college, but I wasn't as wise, if that makes sense. I thought I knew how the world worked, but I did not.
I learned that I am okay with cheating, is what I learned in college.
Yeah, I learned that when I was like in 10th grade. I was like, originally, up until about 10th grade, I was super anal about like, okay, you're not allowed to look at my stuff. I'm not allowed to look at your stuff. I'm doing everything on my own. That's the way it's going to be, right? And then around 10th grade, it was like a marketing class or something, and I just realized I didn't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah,
And ever since then, it's just been a slow reduction of my standards as a person in every single facet of my life.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say
Yeah.
that I was like anal about it, like no cheating at all in high school. I just didn't do it because I was like, I can handle this on my own, and being caught's not worth it. But then, I got to college and there was one exam that I like hadn't studied for at all because it was an electrical engineering class, which like 60% of my major was, and I didn't want to be doing electrical, and so
Yeah.
I
you'd
didn't
have to
ever go to
look at-
class. And
So you never learned about how to work with capacitors or anything like
I mean,
that?
I did end up learning it, but I didn't want to be learning it. So day before the exam, I was like, I should really take a look at some of this stuff that's going to be on my final, so I can pass this class.
Mm-hmm.
And I crack open the 2 like previous year's exams and take a look at them, and I was like, wow, I genuinely know none of this except for like the binary conversion question.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is gonna be rough. My exam's in 2 hours. I just got lunch at the student union, and I need to get going. I text a buddy who was in the class with me, and I was like, hey man, I don't know any of this. How are you feeling on this? And he's like, yeah, man, it's rough. I don't really know it either, but if you want to come down here to the engineering building, we can study together. Engineering building is like a 15-minute walk. I need to eat lunch. That's another 15 minutes. So that's half an hour of like the 2 hours I have to study. So I was like, I'm lost. Might as well go, get his insight. Walk down there, sit next to him in the computer lab, and he drops a packet in front of me. And it just looks like, an August exam packet. And I was like, no, man, I got them on my computer. He's like, no, look at it. It's the answer packet for what is supposedly this exam. And I was like, where did you get this? He's like, oh, someone else in our class got it. It's like, oh my God, how long have you had this? He's like, all day. And he's like, if you hadn't accepted to come study with me, like if you hadn't put in the effort, I wouldn't have told you about this and just let you fail. And I was like, that's fair, I guess. So I just, in my graphing calculator, just programmed in the equations I needed, and then like the list of like tentative, work. And so I just had that in a program labeled like quadratic or something like that, and used that during the test. Except it didn't end up being the right test, so I still got like a C on it. But at least I didn't have to study.
Yeah. And here's the thing, right? Institutes of higher learning hate this one easy crack that lets you get through the entire thing and still being a complete fucking moron and just doing nothing but playing beer pong.
See, I didn't play beer pong. I was just...
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Like, you could have just, if you wanted to, you could have just cheated the entire time.
Yeah.
And I think eventually cheating is going to get to the point in these places where it's going to get, like, they're never going to admit to it, but everyone knows it. So they're just going to be like, oh, he's from college? Well, we can't trust that means anything. I think that's the next step in our society. I really do. I think that college will become, like, oh, you did that. Like, I think it's going to kind of revert back to that, because as long as you can prove yourself that you're educated in the field that you work in, and I think it's going to become more privatized in that there are going to be like private tests that are done by corporations.
I think that makes more sense. That's what I was worried about with my job.
Yeah, with certifications and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
I think eventually it's all going to go to that. I was talking to some people who actually did get like networking degrees, which is what I was interested in.
Oh.
And wow, how did they block that? That's incredible. Good job on the other team. But I was talking online and people were just like, dude, just get CCNAs. And I'm like, what the hell's that? And they're like, listen, if you get a CCNA, like, you're basically good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, you don't need anything but a CCNA to get most IT positions. And I'm like, oh. And they're like, yeah, it's like an easy 50,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm like, oh, well, obviously I need to just study for the CCNA exams or whatever, and then just do that. But I haven't done that yet because I'm lazy. Shit.
Were you like a good student in college?
In college, I was a good student. I did my homework and everything.
Did you go to all your classes, or like most of your classes?
Yeah, actually I did. And the worst part is I really challenged my professors, but like not in a terrible way, and being like, hey, what do we do for this? You know, like weird questions.
Uh-huh.
And like not annoying ones. I would like laugh at annoying questions, right?
Yeah.
And then when it came time for the exam or whatever, I'd get like a fucking 60 and ruin my entire fucking GPA.
Yeah.
So specifically, I remember that happening in the English class where I would had like a 90 all year, and then of course they're like 70% of the grade is this final. And I'm like, okay, and I got like a 40 on it. It was like, I failed the class. Like with like, I was like, really? And that was when I was like, I'm done with this bullshit. I'm not paying for this shit. This is all fucking scam.
I passed a class I was good at with a 61 because of how little I attended, basically. So I wish I could say I started out trying in college. I went to my classes. I was a good boy. That would be a lie.
Did you say you got good boy points?
I wouldn't say that. So the first day of college, my first semester, I have Chem 1 at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. So I'm carpooling with my friend, and we're like, okay, let's go. Got to go to Chem 1, and we'll get there and we'll go to class.
That was fucking insane.
We get on campus a little bit late, and we're walking up to the door in the Chem building, and it's 9:03 or something like that. And we're like, well, we're late. We really don't want to disturb the class and, throw off the teacher, so I think we'll just stay out today. We just won't go. So we skipped our first class on our first day of college, and it sort of progressed from there. And by my last semester, for 3 of my classes, I went to 3 days of class. The first day to get the syllabus, the second day for the midterm exam, and the third day for the final exam. And that was it. That was my attendance for the class.
Yeah.
Which is abysmal, really.
Still passed, but yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, I remember the only problem I had in acting class is one where I was supposed to be like, all right, and it was an acting class, and I was supposed to be like the son and this older guy who was a professor at the school, but was just taking the acting class to take it. He wrote out like this big Christian, like heartfelt son-father like conversation. And I was like, I can't do this. Like, emotionally, I am broken, and I have no idea of what a father figure is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't do this. This is like the one thing I cannot do. I'm sorry. And he's like, oh, okay, it'll be all right.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think you understand. Like, I think you think like everyone is like a good boy Christian, and I'm like, no. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do with this shit. And be like, that's okay, son. It's the kind of stuff where it's like, sometimes I just feel like I want to hurt someone. And I'm like, first of all, I never felt like that ever in my life. And you wrote this into your part of the thing that I would say this, right?
I mean, it's called acting, not...
Yeah, I know, but like, I don't know. It was so far gone to me to even have like a fatherly...
I mean, I get that bit.
relationship. So I'm just like, dude, leave me alone. Like, I really, like, anything else, I'll be good with anything else. Like, we had one with like drug abuse where I played like the druggie, where I thought it was pretty fucking great, that I at least participated in.
Yeah.
And we had a bunch of other ones that were like cool as hell. That were like fake relationships and stuff like that. But this one in particular was just like, I get fucking choked up just thinking about this shit because it's so disgusting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to deal with this. Like, okay, daddy, thanks. Like, no. Maybe if I had more time to prepare, but he just like whipped out this thing and I was like, it's not good for me, man.
I mean, shouldn't you be ready to tap into your...
No, I didn't like have any time to look at it at all. So I was like...
I'm just saying, at a moment's notice, you need to be ready to tap into whatever...
No shit, but I'm not a fucking actor. I only took the class because I want to be like
I'm joking.
a director. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not the best actor in the family. But like, I wanted to be like a director. I thought that would be cool as shit. Like, I have vision in my head of like what I want something to be, and I think it would be dope as fuck. Like, yeah, I'd love to make this. I just need like to find good actors. So I thought going through there, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Get a bunch of people together and do some of that, you know. And there were some really good actors over there too, so it was cool. And LCC or whatever,
Lansing Community College.
Lansing Community College actually is known to have like one of the best for like community college. It's like on par with like Harvard's fucking shit. Like, seriously.
Mm-hmm. I assume
like
your little dig at not the best actor in the family was, of course, referring to me.
Obviously.
Because I have the emotional range of
a turtle.
A dead cactus.
I was gonna say a turtle.
I feel like that's giving me too much credit, honestly.
Like, I don't know, sometimes you get sad.
I feel like that's sort of my natural state. That's why I went with Dead Cactus.
I get sad and I think of Jenny. But I mean, like, I can do vocal things, right? That's fine. You would never know. But like body motion is like, hell no, I can't do anything related to that. So when they see me just like standing there, like not knowing what to do, I'm like, I don't know what to do, dude.
I have a similar
think
thing.
Body like movements. I don't know. I have autism. You have autism.
I can't do anything related to emotion.
We have number one choice autism cut. That's what I'm saying. But basically, because of that, one of the things with autism, both of us are not actually proven to have autism. But like, you suck at like recognizing body movements and doing body movements.
I thought we agreed. This was not going to be a topic of conversation.
Hold on, but
now
again,
I have to edit this video.
No, you don't. Don't take this out.
I
It's
am
important.
taking the autism bit out.
No. So basically, we have shitty like control of like what you're supposed to do in certain situations for body. You know, like what is my body supposed to do right now, as far as acting? So it's like, dude, I could never do this shit. Like, dude, I just couldn't do like physical grade shit. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But like over the audio wise, I'm on point. Like I know exactly what I'm doing or what it should feel like, etc. I don't know. I think you could do voice acting as well.
Maybe. I'd have to like it would require some effort on my part to sort of muster up.
All right, act right now, like completely unlike yourself, like you like gangsta style.
No. Because I'm sick, and the idea that I could do anything with my voice right now is laughable.
Like, all right, dialect away from dialect, like it's actually pretty simple to just throw. I don't know.
I'm
Enough about this
already
subject.
speaking like not myself right now.
That's because
Conjuring.
you're
I'm conjuring the very ill
You're conjuring
me.
Dude, how do we let him score? We got 16 seconds. We can make this up. We can do this. We just need to change to a more interesting topic.
Sure.
You got fucking played there too.
How about the Mets?
The what?
Nothing.
Dude, I'll talk about NFL, but not.
I can't talk about any sports actually.
MGL or whatever the hell it is.
MGO.
I don't know. What is it called again? MLB?
There you go.
Okay, got it.
You got there eventually.
Alright, we're clearly farther away from them.
I'm pretty sure that they mirror, like always.
Alright, here we go. I'm parking it out for you.
Oh, you know what I want to talk about is the lame thing I did, actually. I saw a game on sale in Steam, and I could not resist buying it. Actually, it wasn't even on sale. I just saw it on Steam. And that is a Yu-Gi-Oh card game.
Really? You bought
Yeah.
a Yu-Gi-Oh card game?
I did, because it reminded me of Duelist of the Roses, and I was like, oh yeah, I am all over this right now. Because Duelist was like a fantastic game. Did you play
we
Duelist?
just won, didn't we?
You're
I
welcome.
don't think they're gonna make it.
Oh wow, Frosty just jacked me, dude.
He stole your win, but it's okay. You got like nothing. You did nothing. That
No,
day.
I sent it that way, and it would have went in anyway. He robbed me.
Yeah, I suppose.
But anyway, we're at 50 minutes, so we might want to put a cap on this.
True, or we could have a second part 2.
That's too much work. I'd have to cut the video in half.
You do like an after the meme. You know what I mean?
At this moment, like, we had pretty concise conversation. I don't think I'm gonna edit it at all.
Yeah.
So
You gotta throw this part in though.
Sure. I mean, at this point, yeah, it's going
I
in.
think we should do the meme where we both be like, dude, that like hour tangent you went on about fucking Coke versus Pepsi, and what? Who did you even like at the end, man?
I mean,
Did
this
you
one
like
was
Pepsi
okay
or
though.
Coke more?
So like, we
Like,
can't do that.
I know, but like we can meme, we can joke about it, like lie.
But we didn't talk about Coke and Pepsi.
Like this is a reenactment. This is a reenactment of what happened like a month ago.
But we didn't talk about Coke and Pepsi a month ago.
I know, but this is basically what happened. Dude, stop being a meme. I told you I'm a voice actor.
I mean, that just sounded like you being louder.
But no, like, so you went on this whole hour tangent about Coke and Pepsi, and you didn't even really. I'm still confused as to which one you prefer, and I kind of don't want to talk about it because it was an hour of hell.
But anyway, thanks for watching. We hope you tune in next time. We're supposed to do these weekly, but we're not very good at it, so we don't.
Probably do it like yearly
So, check back next week and
or a year.
brace for disappointment, and then check back 3 weeks after that, and maybe.
Happy Hollywoods.
Oh yeah, I guess New Year's is still in play here.
Yeah. We'll probably get this up like for New Year's. It's a New Year's special.
No, it'll probably be up like tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, around New Year's Eve. Not day.
Isn't today the 28th?
If today's the 28th, it's
Yeah.
now the 29th.
It's now the
You
29th.
have one day to put it up at the 30th to beat New Year's. I would still
If
consider
I put it
that
up tomorrow, that'd be the 29th.
What is New Year's food, by the way?
New Year's food? There is none. I mean, for us, it's like pizza. Pizza,
True.
bowling, and sparkling
So, okay,
cider.
are you still recording right now?
I am, yeah.
Okay, good. I have a serious question for you. I actually have a coworker who swears to me that I am like the most sheltered person he's ever met. Because I have never heard gunshots on Christmas or on New Year's Eve.
I don't think I've ever heard gunshots on New Year's, but
I don't know, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's because you come from the hood and he like looked offended. But
I
I'm
mean-
like, I can't think of a situation where you would hear gunshots on New Year's Eve if you weren't in the fucking hood.
no, I mean people do it like celebratory. They'll
or
fire
like
off a
out in the
rifle or something.
countryside, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't
mean-
think of a situation where that doesn't happen.
You and I were just always at a bowling alley, and then
Yeah,
wherever
either
else.
bowling alley or something else, man.
Yeah, I mean we've gone bowling every year.
Yeah. Are you gonna go bowling this year?
I might with my roommates. We'll see.
I mean, bowling while drunk is probably a lot of fun. I've never done it, so.
I'm not of age.
Oh yeah. Are you gonna drink when you get of age, or are you just gonna be like a total Melvin?
I probably won't drink when I'm of age. I can't be bothered, man.
I mean, here's the thing. Sometimes it's just fun to try different flavors of alcoholic beverages.
So my thing is, and this is what I told my roommates, alcohol is a depressant, and I don't need any more of that.
Alcohol is a depressant if you have like a ton of it. Here's the thing, right? If you drink alcohol, drink it for the taste, and I wouldn't have more than, don't have more than what would be considered like have one shot if you're trying like a whiskey or something. Have like one drink of beer, but no more than like 3 in an hour.
Yeah.
And you will basically feel like super, like you will never feel more than tipsy.
I don't know, man. I like my headspace where it's at, in a constant
Yeah, but
state of
in a
duress.
way,
And
I will say this much, right? I will be honest. After one beer, of sipping on a beer, I feel, if anything, I feel smarter. And maybe that's the just lowering of inhibitions and not realizing like I'm saying something I'm not supposed to, which I don't think it is. I really don't. I think I'm just less anxious. I have less anxiety, and I'm not thinking about what the other person thinks about so much. So it makes it easier for conversation to just naturally flow.
I mean, conversationalism isn't necessarily indicative of intelligence.
Yes, well, I would say socially, I feel smarter, at
Okay,
least.
that's fair.
Yeah, and
I don't
I
really
think
care
it
about
has
being
helped in a
socially
lot of.
smarter, though.
Okay, like you know those people, like your sister, both of them, where you just probably never would be friends with if they weren't just related to you, you know?
Sure.
Uh,
I'm not saying I agree with you, but sure, I know what you're talking about.
yeah. When you can just like kind of, I don't know, alcohol is kind of like you can go down to their level in a way.
Oh, Jesus.
A lot of people. What? I'm not saying it's a bad thing because
That was definitely an insult. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I don't think it was an insult.
You can go down to their level.
Of intellect? No, it's not. I mean,
That's
it's not an insult.
That's
No,
absolutely an insult.
I'm not saying they're dumb. I'm not saying they're retarded.
You're
I'm
saying
not saying they're fucking idiots.
that I am implicitly smarter than them.
Yes, without a doubt. And I will say that being smart has a lot of negative side effects. You are more likely to be depressed. You're more likely to be sleep deprived. You're, you're more likely to just like hate a lot of things because you know more about why things are bad and whatnot. Like these are all pretty commonly known things where smart people have less friends, they have less everything. So being able to dumb yourself down, and I think there is a point of intellect where you're almost too smart and it doesn't help. Like I don't believe necessarily that like doing math, right? Just being good at math, it doesn't make you smarter as far as like real IQ, right?
True.
Because you don't know about the world, but once you get to know about the world enough, you know like some terrible truths. No, I screwed up.
I mean, I don't think I'm at the level of intellect where I can't relate to people.
I don't know. How often do you have terrible existential crises?
Um, it depends on how you define terrible existential crises.
All right, you just think about like, oh God, I'm gonna die, and like my consciousness will end.
I'm not concerned with that at all, so never.
Yeah, I don't know. I have it, not all the time, but like every once in a while. It was bad like 2 months ago.
I think it's a bit different though, because I'm very much okay with dying.
I don't know. It's not that I have a fear of death. It's that I know that like that's just it. Like there is it's just I don't want to say like I know, but like reality I pretty much know. Like it's silly to think that there's something beyond the mind when you get down to think about like everything is kind of controlled by your mind, your all of your perceptions.
I'm okay
And
with that.
the way any animal is set up to be thought of or to think of itself, it never thinks of itself as dying because that would be stupid evolutionarily to have, you know, except for of course humans, but like to actually think of your own death is like a huge detriment.
I mean, sure. I don't find the idea that my consciousness ends when I die that unnerving. I don't care.
What I think, like, if I could die and like see what happens and whatnot to like everyone I know, but also just like of the world in general. Like a lot of the times, I just like watching like documentaries on like famous scientists, business people, etc. And it would be really interesting to like see that, but I know like that's not gonna ever be a thing, you know.
Hmm. We can talk about all this next time though.
I don't know.
We're at
Make
an
this
hour.
a secondary. No, trust me. When we stopped, make it a secondary episode.
I don't feel like recording another episode right now.
You didn't record it all?
I mean, it's recording right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is gold. This is
We've
golden.
been going for like 10 minutes past though. We need more content than this. I don't feel like
Yeah,
continually
no,
going.
this is a fine amount. 15 minutes is the perfect amount.
It's
I'm
not.
just letting you know.
What part of 10 minutes did you get 15 minutes?
I know,
out of?
but Listen, it's still going right now, so clearly we're good.
Thanks
What I'm
for
saying
watching.
is, this should be
See
like
you next time.
this should be like split into two.
Hope you enjoyed it. If you want, tell us what to talk about.
Smash that motherfucking like button.
Let's not say that ever, but
Why not?
why?
'Cause that's like the thing now, how YouTube does its grade.
I know. To the two people that are watching, if you would leave us topics, we probably won't see them, but maybe we will, and we
Yeah,
might
and
talk
maybe
about them.
I will comment and say no to you.
Maybe. But
Probably more likely that I'll just be like no.
thanks and goodbye.
And have a wonderful evening.